Hello, back with another video for you today, and I'm talking about one of my favorite brands, Maison Francis Kurkdjian. I thought I'd put together a video of 5 of the masculine offerings that I have in my collection, plus a bonus one that will be at the end of the video. It'll be a bonus clip. You'll have to watch after the credits. But today I've got 5 fragrances from Maison Francis Kurkdjian that I think are perfectly masculine. Several of them are masculine offerings, and a few that are unisex I find masculine as well. So I'm ranking them in this list today, and also a little information about my Twisted Lily partnership as well, all coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. Yes, today I'm talking about Maison Francis Kurkdjian, one of my favorite niche houses. I first discovered Maison Francis Kurkdjian in the early 2010s over at Neiman Marcus, which I think has been partnered with them since the early days. I think Maison Francis Kurkdjian launched in 2009. And they've been successful since then. The very first fragrance I bought from Maison Francis Kurkdjian is on this list. It's a male-targeted release. But unfortunately it's discontinued, and that's the only discontinued one. Sadly, they are discontinuing a few fragrances here and there, but I think there are some stock out there at the discounters you can still buy if you're curious to buy this one. But I'll let you know all about these, and of course my partnership with Twisted Lily. But before I do that, if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you still haven't subscribed, please do click the subscribe button below, and also click the bell so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. And let's start off with a quick introduction and information about my Twisted Lily partnership. I mentioned it a few days ago in another video, and it's going live very, very soon. And it's a sample set of my favorite perfumes that you can pick up in a kit like this. And you can buy them at the link I have in the info box. And I'm going to open this one. I haven't opened it yet. I thought I'd open it on camera. And let's see how they look. Like this. I'm not going to show you the samples, but I'll let you know. But it comes with my photo and a little card there, thank you card. And there's information about the fragrances. So the fragrances that are here, there's Maison Francis Kurkdjian Grand Soir, there's Not a Perfume Superdose from Juliet Has a Gun, État Libre d'Orange, Tom of Finland, and Montal Intense Cafe. So those are some of my favorite fragrances, and you can find them now at the link on Twisted Lily that I have in the info box. You can also use a discount code, Perfume Guy 10, to buy this kit. Alright, we're going to start off right off the bat with the latest offering from the house of Maison Francis Kurkdjian. This is L'Homme à la Rose at number 5. So this is a 2020 launch Eau de Parfum concentration. It's considered a woody floral, and I go to the extent of calling this one a very masculine rose fragrance because it doesn't smell too rosy for me, even though the notes say it's Damask rose and Centifolia rose. So 2 kinds of roses, along with grapefruit, sage, amber woods, cistus. So those are the notes that listed in here. But for me, I get a very aromatic experience with this fragrance, and it hints at one of the fragrances here already on the list. It's a very crisp, crunchy, green, rosy experience, and not too rosy. It's a very young rose, not jammy. It doesn't scream sweet and things like that. But definitely a very classy offering from this house, and rosy. I mean, there's another fragrance here, the discontinued fragrance, LUMIERE Noir pour Homme. That's actually rosier than this one. Even though this is called à la rose, I don't get much rose in here. It's really woody. I mean, it settles to a little bit of an amber, but the amber is not even too strong. But there's a sharpness about it, and very crisp and classy. So if you like that kind of a thing, you want to say you're wearing rose and you want to wear something more masculine that's rose, I think this one will do for you. I think this could be a signature scent. That's why I'm calling it classy. Whenever I find a classy fragrance, I always associate with signature scents because, you know, if you're going to wear a fragrance to work or business settings and things like that because it becomes a signature scent, then automatically I would go to the extent of calling it classy. It's a classy offering. Very green rose. And you know, the label, as you can see on there, it's green. And even the rose on the back it's green. So it's definitely a green experience for me as far as a rose fragrance goes. So that's L'Homme à la Rose from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. That's at number 5. And the fragrance that's discontinued, sadly, this is the very first fragrance I bought from Maison Francis Kurkdjian going back to 2012. This is LUMIERE Noir. The label is on the front here. LUMIERE Noir Homme 2009 launch. It's Eau de Toilette. The à la Rose is Eau de Parfum. I think I mentioned that. But this is a woody floral fragrance, sadly discontinued. I don't have prices, but I did see it at discounters, as I mentioned. But this is definitely rose. You can definitely smell a rose here. And these two are nothing alike, okay? They're nothing alike. Here, you can certainly pick up the rose, and it's a spicy rose. I pick up things like cinnamon, maybe a little bit of cloves, and a little bit of cumin as well. And I'm seeing a thread here with fragrances. In this house, there is some cumin-y touches in another fragrance that's coming up too that I really love. But there's a few other fragrances I've smelled the cumin and I don't have them here, and I feel like those are more unisex offerings. But these are definitely either male targeted or masculine offerings, or masculine smells to me. But this one's definitely male targeted, as was the previous one. And it's a warm fragrance, spicy, earthy and sparkly as well, but there's something smooth and creamy under there. The rose is very jammy. It's bloomed, it's bright, it's a warm rose. You can totally smell it like in the heat under the sun, as if the sun's shining on the rose and it's kind of like heated up. That's the kind of rose it is. But there are aromatic touches under here. There's herbal touches, of course, and of course you get those spices in here as well. It's a great one. I do enjoy this one a little bit more than L'Homme à la Rose because I like the smell of the rose. But as I said, if you don't like the smell of rose, you might look into something like L'Homme à la Rose. And if you can find this one because you do like the smell of roses, then I suggest you get it as fast as possible, because this is discontinued, sadly, and it'll probably be disappearing from the world very soon. Either way, that's LUMIERE Noir Homme 2009 launch. I don't usually like to talk about discontinued fragrances, but since I did see that still selling online at discounters, I wanted to feature it today. Alright, at number 3, it's a fragrance called Amyris Homme, launched in 2012, and I'm only featuring the Eau de Toilette here. There is an Extrait de Parfum version of this one. This is considered a woody aromatic fragrance, and it's a unique smell that it's sweet and aromatic, spicy at the same time. The notes in here are Amyris, Cedar, Tonka beans, Mandarin, Iris, Rosemary, Saffron. Unique notes, correct? Very, very unique notes, and I like the smell. It's very unique as far as a male fragrance goes. But you know what? There's a recognizability in this fragrance. It reminds me of men's designer fragrances, but then it doesn't. I don't know what's causing that, but it's unique. And I think it's the Tonka beans that really has that familiar smell in this fragrance that kind of does remind me. Now this one, just like the cumin in LUMIERE Noir, there is cumin. Like, it doesn't mention cumin, but when I'm wearing it, I get the spicy, sparkling cumin pops on me, which I like. It's not an overdose of cumin, but there's something there that gives me this smell. Some spices working together to give me an accord. But it's a sweet fragrance, aromatic fragrance. There's fresh and warm touches here. Of course, it's like fresh notes because we have certain notes that go fresh. But there's also warm notes in here as well, you know? The other thing is in here, I kind of pick up like light, savory, chocolatey smells in here. I don't know where that's coming from. Once again, it's kind of like accords created, but is light, savory, not necessarily sweet chocolate smells. Although it could be sweet as well because the fragrance has some sweetness in it. But a unique smell targeted to men. Once again, this is Amyris Homme. There is a female counterpart to this, which I don't really know and I'm not too familiar with, but in the end I think this one's a very, very unique smell that I really like, and I've ended up at number 3 here. So this is Amyris Homme, launched in 2012. The The next one is the lavender fragrance, the masculine aromatic woody barbershop-y style fragrance from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. And this one also has a female counterpart, but this is Masculin PLURIEL, 2014 launched. It's considered a woody aromatic fragrance, and it's an eau de toilette concentration. Now this one is definitely a very smooth lavender barbershop style fragrance, you know? It reminds me of a fougere. It's probably the notes in here do not mention that there are like the typical fougere notes of tonka beans and things like that, but definitely lavender is used in fougere fragrances, and that it has that familiar smell, you know, recognizable smell. But it's a very, very smooth, really, really refined kind of a barbershop-y style fragrance. Lots of lavender, lots of vetiver. There is a leathery accord in here. But I get more suede, butteriness, like smooth. It's a very, very smooth wear, like very silky smooth, almost like satin. Patchouli, cedar, grapefruit, and lemons also comes in here. But a beautiful, very, very nicely masculine fragrance. Again, it has a recognizable smell because it's a fougere. I know these kind of styles, you know, familiar styles, familiar accords and things like that. But this is perfected by somebody like Francis Kurkdjian, and it's a great fragrance. Very, very classy once again. I think all of these fragrances are very, very classy and gentlemanly fragrances. I think if you're a man and you're looking for your next favorite fougere, barbershop style, woody aromatic fragrance, then Masculin PLURIEL will definitely satisfy. If you don't know this one, do check it out. I just really think it's very smooth wear, like really literally. I'm just reminded of satin, smooth, like really flowy. I don't know where I get that from, but I think it's the way it's constructed, the actual fragrance is created. All right, I realized that everything up to this point was male targeted or masculine targeted. This number one, I think for me is masculine style of fragrance, but it's definitely unisex targeted, and I'm talking about at number one, Gentle Fluidity Silver. The amazing fragrance that I dismissed when I first smelled it, but it grew on me so much that I've actually ended up putting it here at number one. And it leans masculine to me, but it's unisex targeted, and it has its own counterpart, the Gentle Fluidity Gold. So I think you can wear them separately, together, both genders can wear them. The other one's a little more unisex. This one's definitely masculine. And for me, this one came out in 2019. It's Eau de Parfum concentration. And the notes are juniper berries. And whenever I see juniper berries, it goes masculine. It goes aromatic, it goes spicy, it goes metallic. All those come to mind. So this is featuring notes of juniper berries, woods, musk, coriander, nutmeg, amber woods, and vanilla. But boy, it's really, really, really sexy, like really literally. Again, it's very classy. This can be very signature scent worthy kind of a fragrance. In fact, I've seen fragrances like this specifically targeted to men. Crunchy, crisp, metallic, silver, it's called silver. All of that comes to mind with this fragrance, but boy, it smells great. It really, really does. For me, the initial blast is really, really sharp and metallic and crisp and crunchy, as I said, but it smooths out, you know, it becomes softer as I'm wearing it because, you know, softer notes comes through. The vanilla definitely pops, but it's not an overdose of vanilla. For me, it's more about the juniper berries. Really, really clean smell, very clean in fragrances, and I think Francis Kurkdjian has done an amazing job with this one. I don't know why I dismissed it at first, but I'm glad I've turned onto it, because for me, I wear it and I can smell myself and I smell, wow, this smells great, you know? And once again, this is not your typical fragrance that's like, as far as a fragrance goes, it's not unique or anything, because things like this have been done. But for me, I find what he's done with it, the perfumer Francis Kurkdjian, he's perfected it, and it smells really great. I mean, it really does blend really beautifully on somebody's body, and the trail is amazing. I think it really is a very sexy trail. But once again, it leans masculine to me, but it's a unisex offering, but I'm featuring it here at number one in this video. So that's at number one, Gentle Fluidity Silver. And what did you think about this list? Do you like these fragrances? I did forget to mention that at the beginning of the video that there's no ouds here. I didn't want to feature ouds in here because most ouds are unisex targeted to begin with. And these are definitely the fragrances that I find masculine leaning or definitely targeted masculine. But if you have a favorite fragrance that wasn't mentioned here, let me know, put a comment down. Also let me know if you're fans of these 5 fragrances so far, and how would you rank this list? Let me know, put a comment down so I can find out. What are your thoughts about the discontinued fragrances from Francis Kurkdjian's catalog? One of the ones that I totally sad that got discontinued is Absolute Pour Le Soir, and now it's also Lumiere Noir, sadly. Hopefully there won't be more, but I guess if fragrances do not sell, that's what happens with them. They just get the axe. Either way, thanks so much for tuning in today to find out about this list. Make sure you go check out my Twisted Lily sample kit. They're up now on Twisted Lily. I have a link in the info box, and as I said, there is a discount code you could use, and you can use the discount code on the Maison Francis Kurkdjian fragrances as well. It's Perfume Guy 10. And thanks again. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Otherwise, please like this video, please share it, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye. And I appreciate you sticking around till the end. As I said, I have one bonus fragrance here. And the bonus fragrance I'm featuring here is AQUA CELESTIA. It's the Eau de Toilette concentration. This one, once again, is a unisex targeted offering, just like Gentle Fluidity Silver. And between the two, between Gentle Fluidity Silver and AQUA CELESTIA, I find this one to be more masculine than this one. I don't know, I just associate the notes and the way it wears. This one has a softness to it that I find a little more unisex, but I feel like it's still a masculine leaning fragrance. And this one is an Eau de Toilette, and I believe this one came out in 2018, and it features notes of mint, lime, blackcurrant bud, mimosa, and musk. For me, this one's a very cozy wear and very watery experience. It's an ultra watery experience. The name, AQUA CELESTIA, so it wears like water. The experience is like water, but the lime in here is very fresh and sweet. It's green, it has lots of green touches with the mint. The mimosa adds a unique powdery touch. And then of course it's spicy. There's some spicy elements and very, very musky, and I like that about this fragrance. There's a subtlety about this fragrance that I like. Even though it has all those notes and you can recognize them, it's a subtle experience and of course watery experience, so it's a non-intrusive. You know, if you work in an environment that people might not enjoy loud fragrances, this is the kind of fragrance I would wear, because I feel like it's completely non-offensive. It would definitely garner positive comments, and it's not going to offend anyone. That's the kind of fragrance this is, and it's just, I think it's a great scent. It's great, perfect for summer. I think it's an Eau de Toilette concentration. There is an extrait de parfum concentration of this, or is it an eau de parfum? I haven't looked into it, but I think that might be a little more intense. But here, I think it's going to be perfect as a fragrance to wear every time of the year, or with summer coming around. And once again, I think this one does lean masculine, but still unisex enough for both men and women to wear. Either way, that's AQUA CELESTIA EDT. And I appreciate you sticking around till after the credits for my bonus fragrance. But let me know if you're fans of this house and which fragrances you like from this house. Put some comments down so that I can find out. And perhaps in the near future, I'll do a much bigger list of all fragrances from this house. I won't include any discontinued fragrances. Either way, thanks again. Have a good one. Goodbye.